Hello again, Mission Control. Well, today we're going to continue the system overview series, and we're going to be talking again about the digester. We're going to go in a little bit more detail on what is called digestate. Let's jump right in. Here we are again at the digester. If you're brand new to the channel, I'd recommend you go back to at least the last 2 episodes, and you can really see what we're talking about when we say the thing digester. You could also go back further in time, the flashback series, one of the original ones we did a year ago, over a year ago. Oh no, it was a year ago. And you can actually see the construction photos of this. But this particular tank right here is the digestate storage tank. And what happens is, as you put material into the inlet, it has volume, it has mass to it, and as it goes into the stomach, it has to send volume somewhere else, because the stomach is a limited container. So if you put something in, something has to come out. As you put stuff into it, the liquid comes up through an outlet, and the outlet then has an overflow that runs into this tank. And this tank stores the digestate, and we have a plumb line in here where we can actually take the digestate and remove it and then go use it for something else. Why do we care about digestate in the first place, right? What good is it? It's a leftover product. It's not. Solar Cities, Solar 3 Cities, I think is what it is. They're a nonprofit organization. I believe they're based out of Pennsylvania. At least the folks that I talked to live in Pennsylvania, and they bought the same system that I have from Puxin, P-U-X-I-N, out of China. That's the digester supplier and designer. They installed theirs, and they work with their local university, and they discovered that the digestate is an amazing fertilizer. And it makes sense. You know, if you go and you put manure into a compost pile and you let it sit, you get black gold essentially. Well, in this case, you get black liquid gold or brown liquid gold. There's some places that have digester technology that actually bottle up the digestate and sell it because it is such a good fertilizer. And what Solar Cities figured out, Solar C3 Cities, I think is what it is, not like Solar City out of Arizona selling solar panels, but they figured out with the help of their local university that if you mix the digestate at a ratio of 1 part digestate to 10 parts water, you can create an amazing fertilizer that you can spray on your fields. Now, as a young homesteader, a young rancher, in the last few years, I've learned the value of not overgrazing your fields. These fields have had a rest now for the last 2 years as we replanted them. With the help of our local conservation district, we did some experimenting to figure out what the best types of grasses are, and mixing it with some root vegetables, or not root vegetables, but rooting kind of, what is it, rudiments? I forget what it's called. Anyway, different plants. Darn it, I'm an aerospace engineer, not a botanist. And we replanted the fields, and this year we actually get to put animals back on. So we actually have to put fence up, kind of keep hab area all safe from the animals and let them back out grazing. But the digestate, we can spray on all this. And that fertilizer will help bring the nutrients back in, put it back into the soil, the nutrients that we have sucked out because of our lack of knowledge and our irresponsibility in overgrazing. Now, luckily, you know, you can recover from that overgrazing situation, give it enough time. But one of the cool things about digestate is you can generate it essentially on demand. It takes a little bit of time to do it, but once you get it going, it's just there, and you can use that as a great fertilizer to help with not just a hab type of operations like what we have, but also just normal ranching, everyday garden. Put it on your flowers, put it on your roses, put it on your fields to help everything come back. So the digestate is another usable product. We're taking waste and we're turning it into a usable product. Freaking awesome. Well, I'm obviously a big fan of this digester technology. In these last 3 episodes where we've talked about it, I think that probably comes through. It's not without its challenges, and we're going to talk about challenges in a whole series coming up where we'll go over each one of these in depth and talk about some of the challenges that go with each one of them: heating, power, and now digestate. But it doesn't mean that we can't solve these challenges. And together, thanks to everyone there at Mission Control, I'm sure we can. So I hope you enjoyed following along with this episode. Hope you learned something about digestate and, again, the power of this digester type technology. I think it's pretty cool. Lots of stuff you can learn online from it, but hopefully you stick around and you give us a big thumbs up and subscribe, because we're going to give you all the lessons learned as we go through it and get it working here on the Martian homestead. So again, I hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell thing. YouTube says it's supposed to notify you, but I think after a year of doing it, it's pretty spotty. So that means you could also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon if you like as well. Get notified of new videos and support us if you so choose. In the meantime, everyone, this is The Real Martian.